Cool. So I'm excited to talk to you because I remember the last time we talked, you had just won your fight. And then
Uh-huh.
as we're interviewing, you got eliminated. And it was like this high and then this low. And then now here we're back up at a high. So I'm wondering what
Yeah.
the emotions have been like over the last few months.
So basically the emotions they have been kind of a roller coaster, but I think that's what you get in the MMA lifestyle, let alone the PFL tournament. I think we've seen a lot of these moments happen, and it's one of those things where, like I said, I felt like I did what I was supposed to do in that last fight, so I wasn't too hard on myself. But of course, everything works out the way it does. Whoever you couldn't make this up, right? Even if some like a storyteller wouldn't be able to make up what happened. So I guess that's what makes the moment special, nerve-wracking, and all the other stuff we feel. But I think it's everything's the right way, how it's supposed to be, in a oddly fashioned manner.
Yeah, like you said, like you can't write this story. Like you have one of those stories that if it comes full circle, could be such a really cool story to have. And just like the way you started and everything that's gone on, it really is one of the more exciting storylines of the season of all the weight classes. And is there a little bit of pressure on you because of that now you've got this story behind you, or does that give you a little bit of like, I wasn't supposed to be here, so if it doesn't work out, I wasn't supposed to be here anyways.
Yeah, I mean, I see what you're saying. Like I wasn't supposed to be here, so like might as well, like, hey, this is cool. I'll go with the flow type deal. But I feel like everything happens for a reason. I know that's like such a cliche thing to say. Like everyone says that all the time. Um, but I I'm not sure. I haven't been feeling too much pressure. I felt way more pressure in the last one because I had to like score points and stuff like that. For me, for this one, it's like we did what we had to do. The opportunity is here, and let's get after it. I know I have a long career left. So I'm not like hanging on to this like this is my highlight moment. I know I'm gonna have many more later on in my career. I train with the best team, so pressure wise, I think we all need that pressure. But ever since growing up, I've always had the mentality of like, um, if anybody's gonna do it, put it on me. If anyone's gotta go do some magic, put it on me. I always like to take matters into my own hands and dive right into the fire. I think that's what makes the sport great. That's what separates fighters from the real guys. The guys who really go in there, enjoy the pressure, understand the process, what we feel is going to be every single time, whether I'm fighting for $1 or $1 million. You know, um, so I'm pretty cool with myself.
And what were your thoughts when you obviously, you're not gonna have, like, you thought you were out, but now you're getting this new name, this new opponent. What were your thoughts when you got Omari?
Um, you know, Amari's my friend. He really is like a good friend of mine. I train a lot with the Russian guys, the Dagestanian brothers. They're my Dagestan brothers. They're not my brothers. They're my brother. I even say with an accent for them because I created a special relationship with these guys. They were a big part of my training. I know I helped them a lot. Um, they're very they're very packed together. So for them to accept you into their little circle where you train with them, and it feels good. Um, but when we signed the contract, we had that idea of possibly this might happen. Initially there was like four of us. RIP to Jordan Young, but there was four of us in that weight class. We're the best team in the world. We're gonna run into each other. And initially, I thought Omari wasn't gonna fight because he broke his nose or he hurt his nose in that last fight. So I was almost thinking like, man, if he doesn't come to the fight, maybe I have to fight Shoeface, or whoever. I wish that maybe the other side would have gotten hurt, so I would have maybe faced the American Top Team guy in the finals. But it's weird how it worked out. Omari ended up fighting, Shoeface ended up kicking out. You know, if I would have fought either one of those guys, um, it's kind of like a good problem in my opinion. You know, we're both making money, we're both competing, we're both doing well for ourselves, but um it is what it is. It's an individual sport, you know. We all help each other, but when we go in there, um it's you, yourself, and yourself, you know.
Are you gonna have to separate your training now because of that, or were you guys already kind of separated?
So we kind of in the beginning of the season, the PFL season, in the beginning, I did move around with him a little bit. You know, it was in the beginning. It doesn't hurt, you know. But luckily, American Top Team is big enough, a big enough gym. You have tons of coaches where Omari has his guys and I have my guys, and we're not splitting anybody apart at all. It actually worked out where my Muay Thai coach came from the same place as his Muay Thai coach, but he, you know, he's coaching me and his coach is coaching him. Our boxing coaches are brothers, literally brothers, blood brothers. You know, I have one brother, he has the other brother. um and we're cool. Like today I saw him, gave him a hug. We sometimes he'll be training in the corner, you know. I'll be walking by, like I'll play around and I'll cover my face, you know, and we're not taking things like at heart to each other. We know this is just business. For me it's easy, you know. I've been raised around this my whole life. I've seen guys all the way from Tyron Woodley and Robbie Lawler, you know, back in the day. That was two ATT guys. We've worked through this before. Just got to be professional about it, you know.
And what about looking at the bracket? You know, if you get past Omari, who would you prefer to fight of the two over
Um,
if it's Wilkinson and Monte?
yeah. So people have asked me this before too, and um, I've always been a guy for the challenge. I always think there's a great story with great adversity. And I think, and everyone knows that Robert Wilkinson would be an awesome $1 million fight. You know what I mean? In the finals, why not? I'm hungry. I'm young. He's hungry. I think that'd be a spectacular fight. But we have to take the take the fight that's in front of us now and focus on that one. But of course, and I've actually trained with Dylan too during my amateur years in Arizona. A lot of people don't know when I became an amateur, I probably trained with Dylan for like 4 months, 5 months when I was at Power MMA with Ryan Bader and all those guys. So I'm actually familiar with everyone in the weight class. So Robert's probably the only guy that I haven't rolled around with, but I rolled around with Shoeface, Amari, um, you know, a handful of the guys in the PFL. So, but yeah, I think Robert would be a good fight. I think that would be kind of like a good stylistic fight for not just us, but for the fans too.
And what about fighting in New York? Are you kind of excited to be fighting in Madison Square Garden? It's going to be kind of an historic night. Is that something you think about, or are you just focused on the fight?
Yeah, you know, of course I like MSG. Believe it or not, my last year at Arizona State, I qualified for the NCAA tournament, and I this is the only time, because I heard that NCAA is never going to do this again. The only time the NCAA was hosted in MSG was the year I graduated. So this is me going back to some old stomping grounds. You know, it's a beautiful place. The arena is super historical. This is cool for me. Um, I'm glad I don't nothing wrong about go fighting in England. I'm just happy I'm not going all the way over there. I'm just, you know, 5 hour flight, 4 hour flight away, even less, I think. Um, and I like that. Smooth, easy travel. Let's get to the Big Apple. That's cool. I have lots of friends and family that are gonna go. Um, I think that would be the, you know, that's a good reason to go see your friend fight if you're going to New York, right? That's like
Yeah.
that's pretty awesome. So yeah, I'm super excited. Um, the opportunity feels amazing. It's definitely undescribable. Um, it's hard to explain, but super good energy inside.
Awesome. And I guess my last question for you is if you have a prediction for your fight.
Oh, you like doing this prediction.
It's time to do a little mini. That was a fake question that last time
The,
to get you to hold the mic.
the mic, right?
Yeah, no
Um,
mic this time.
no mic. So of course, Omari and I know each other. Um, we don't have so much pressure doing the points. And I really don't know what to expect. With Hamlet, we're both new guys going in there. We don't know, I don't know him. He doesn't know me. I bet you if you would have interviewed Hamlet and said, would you ever let that high kick happen again? I bet you he would tell you 150% it would never happen to him again. Um, of course, I would like that again. I like to be on that role, but I have a little bit of feeling this is going to be a grinder. At first, Omari has tons of experience. Let's just say he went to work many years of his life already. He's had a long career. So the best prediction I could give is I'm going to make him work again on August 5th. I'm going to make him work again and make him have to deal with this young bull, man. Whether it's a 3-round decision or eventually I get him in the second or third. It's gonna have to take some breaking down. He's a tough guy. I know him personally. He knows me. We're gonna have to get through that hump first. But second end of the second round, beginning of the third finish. I would like to say submission. Um, but let's see. Let's see what happens. I'm just here to work now. You know, two more fights, and I could change my life just a tad bit for the better. There's so much more left in it.
I guess I have one more question. You kind of brought that up. What would you do with the $1 million? Do you have like a game plan there, or are you trying not to think about that yet?
No, I do have a game plan. I have a game plan, and if it doesn't work out the way I want it to work out, I'm not gonna beat myself over it. This game plan I have is more of just giving back to the people that's helped me. It's not like I have this business I want to open. Eventually, I would want to do something like that. But my mom has a condo in North Miami that I would love to pay off for her. I would love to give my dad a little break. I have a little brother who's 5 years old. He could use all the time with my dad. My dad's works like a maniac. He's at Bellator right now, traveling all the time. Definitely want to help my parents out, help out my siblings. I have family in Brazil. Everyone could use a little help. Money comes and goes, but the help you give people sometimes could be something that lasts forever. So that's really kind of when I want to start off first. And then next year buy something for myself, a house, something where I could let my dogs out in the backyard. I'm still walking these guys. They're two big pit bulls dragging me everywhere. We've been walking on the leash for years. So little things like that, nothing too crazy, just little things that make life a little sweeter sometimes. But I think when the time comes, we'll know. We'll see what happens.
Well, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it. And I will see you in New York.
For sure, definitely. Bring the little mic.
I will. I will.